There is a kind of heaviness that no one sees, yet almost everyone carries. It is the invisible weight of control, the urge to fix, to rush, to make things happen before the universe is ready to deliver. You can feel it in the tension of your chest, in the restless thoughts that whisper, "What if it never happens? What if the universe forgot me?" This is the weight of holding on. And it's the silent reason why so many manifestations never bloom. The truth is simple and paradoxical. The more tightly you hold on, the more life slips through your fingers. Because manifestation is not about control, it is about co-creation. It is not a demand you send into the sky. It is a dance between your energy and the intelligence of the universe. When you try to force divine timing, you step out of rhythm with that dance. You begin to push against the current that was meant to carry you. It's like planting a seed and then digging it up every morning to check if it's growing. No amount of effort can speed up what requires faith, and no amount of fear can stop what is divinely meant for you. We all come to this understanding in our own way, some through heartbreak, some through loss, some through endless striving, until one day you simply get tired. Tired of fighting what is. Tired of believing that peace only comes when everything looks perfect on the outside. That moment of exhaustion, that quiet surrender, is not weakness, it's awakening. It's the soul remembering what the mind forgot, that trusting the universe is the highest form of strength there is. Because letting go is not about giving up on your dreams. It's about giving up the struggle around them. You see, there are two energies that create reality: the energy of force and the energy of flow. Force tries to manipulate life through fear. Flow allows life to unfold through faith. One contracts the heart, the other expands it. When you hold on too tightly, you close the circuit of energy. You say to the universe, "I don't trust you to deliver." And the universe, being a perfect mirror, must reflect that vibration back to you. But when you let go, you say something entirely different. You say, "I believe. I know that what is mine cannot miss me. I release the need to control because I trust the wisdom of divine timing." That is not resignation. That is mastery. Even Neville Goddard, who spoke so deeply about imagination and creation, taught that you must live in the end, not in the waiting. To live in the end means to feel it done and release the when, where, and how. The conscious mind obsesses over details, but the subconscious mind, the true creator, only understands states of being. And the state of trust is the most magnetic state of all. It tells the universe, "I am safe, I am aligned, I am already complete." And because reality mirrors your inner world, the outer world begins to soften, to rearrange itself around your peace. This is why so many people say that their manifestations arrive the moment they stop chasing them. It's not because they gave up. It's because they finally got out of the way. They stopped trying to play the role of the universe. They stopped demanding and started allowing. They stopped fearing delay and started trusting divine timing. Letting go does not mean you stop caring. It means you care from a place of knowing that what belongs to you is already moving toward you in the unseen. The act of surrender is the bridge between the energy of desire and the energy of fulfillment. It is the silent yes that tells the universe, "I am ready, I trust you, I allow this to unfold in perfect harmony." And in that state, everything begins to accelerate. Because your vibration is no longer one of need, it's one of completion. The energy of need says, "I don't have." The energy of completion says, "I already am." And the universe always responds to what you are. So if you've been asking, praying, or waiting, and it feels like nothing is happening, look closer. Sometimes the delay is not punishment. It's protection, it's calibration, it's love moving in disguise. The timing of the universe is exact. Every pause has purpose, every silence is sacred, every detour leads you back to yourself. So maybe the next step in your manifestation is not to do more, but to let go more, to stop pushing and start allowing, to release the need to control the wind and simply trust its direction. Because the moment you surrender, you remember that you were never alone in the first place. You were always being carried by something infinite, something wise, something that knows exactly what you asked for and when your heart is ready to receive it. This is the beginning of letting go. The beginning of freedom, the beginning of true manifestation. Every teaching of manifestation begins with desire. Every creation begins with a spark of wanting, the dream, the vision, the silent prayer whispered into the night. But there's a mystery that most people never understand. The more you need something, the further it seems to drift away. You chase, you visualize harder, you say the affirmations louder, yet nothing changes. And then one day, you stop caring so much. You breathe, you let go, and suddenly, the phone rings, the money comes, the person returns, the opportunity appears. That is the paradox of manifestation. You attract what you are, not what you chase. You manifest not through tension, but through trust. The law of attraction does not respond to your words, it responds to your energy. When your energy says, "I don't have," the universe agrees. When your energy says, "It is already mine," the universe agrees. Because the universe is not a judge. It is a mirror. It reflects, amplifies, and multiplies whatever vibration you hold most consistently. That is why letting go is not the end of manifestation. It's the beginning of it. You see, desire is the ignition, but surrender is the fuel. Without surrender, desire burns itself out in resistance. With surrender, desire transforms into magnetism. Neville Goddard understood this. He taught that creation happens the moment you feel the wish fulfilled, not when you get it, but when you believe it's already done. When you try too hard to make it happen, you are unknowingly affirming its absence. You are saying to the universe, "I do not yet have it." And the universe, faithful as always, mirrors that belief. The paradox is that you must care deeply, but not cling. You must want, but not from lack. You must dream, but then step aside and let the divine orchestrate the path. It's like breathing. You inhale, that's desire. You exhale, that's surrender. If you only inhale, you suffocate. Life requires both. Manifestation is the same. You must learn the rhythm of giving and allowing, of asking and trusting, of holding and releasing. When you obsess, you create resistance. Resistance is simply energy moving in the opposite direction of your desire. It's fear dressed as control. It's your ego saying, "If I don't manage it, it won't happen." But the universe doesn't need management. It needs alignment. And alignment happens when your inner world becomes a match to your desired reality. That's the moment you step into the divine flow, where effort turns into ease. Think about the times when everything in your life unfolded perfectly. The conversation you didn't plan, the encounter that changed everything, the job that came when you'd already stopped searching. Those weren't coincidences. Those were moments when your vibration was relaxed and open enough for the universe to move freely. You weren't trying to force reality, you were allowing it to happen. That is the real meaning of going with the flow. When you stop fighting the river, the current carries you faster. When you release the fear of loss, abundance rushes in. When you stop chasing love, love finds its way to you, effortlessly. This is not laziness, this is trust in motion. You still take inspired action, but that action comes from clarity, not panic. It comes from joy, not pressure. It comes from faith, not fear. When you are aligned, the smallest action becomes powerful. When you are resistant, even massive effort creates nothing. Energy first, results later. Inner alignment always precedes outer change. That's the paradox most people miss. You don't manifest by doing more. You manifest by being more. Being peaceful, being grateful, being faithful, being present, because the vibration of peace tells the universe, I already have everything I need. And from that state, everything you've asked for can finally reach you. Imagine standing in front of a still lake. If the water is turbulent, you cannot see your reflection. But when it becomes calm, the image appears clearly. Your mind is that lake. When you calm it through surrender, the reflection of your desire can finally form. So maybe it's not about trying harder. Maybe it's about relaxing into faith. Maybe manifestation was never meant to feel like struggle. Maybe it was meant to feel like remembering. Remembering that you are the creator and the creation, that the power that moves galaxies also breathes within you, that every time you let go, you make space for miracles to move. This is the paradox. To receive, you must release. To manifest faster, you must stop trying to manifest at all, because the energy of trying says you don't yet believe. But the energy of peace says, it's already done. And that is when the universe finally whispers back, now you are ready, now I can give it to you. There is a deeper layer to manifestation that only a few ever touch, a level where faith replaces effort and imagination becomes prayer. Neville Goddard called it living in the end. At first it sounds simple. Imagine yourself as if the wish were already fulfilled. But the real power of this teaching lies not in the imagination itself. It lies in the surrender behind it. Because when you truly live in the end, you let go of the middle. You release the need to know how it will happen, when it will come, or who will bring it. You abandon the control of the human mind and trust the wisdom of divine timing. Neville said, "You do not make it happen. You allow it to happen." This is the essence of surrender. This is the hidden key behind every miracle. You see, most people imagine from desire, but the master imagines from completion. Desire says, I hope it comes. Completion says, it is done. When you create from desire, you remain aware of the lack. When you create from completion, you dissolve it. And the law of attraction always matches your state, not your words, not your wishes, but your vibration. So if your state is, I already have it, the universe must rearrange itself to prove you right. That is how the invisible becomes visible. That is the moment imagination transforms into reality. But the human ego resists this simplicity. It says, if I let go, I'll lose control. Yet the truth is the opposite. You never had control, only alignment. Surrender is not passivity. It is power without force. It is the realization that creation flows through you, not from you. Think of it this way. When you plant a seed, you don't scream at the soil to grow faster. You water it. You trust the process. You live as if the flower is already on its way, because it is. Neville often said that feeling is the secret. Not words, not rituals, not willpower, but feeling. Feeling as though the end has already come to pass. Because the subconscious mind, the gateway to manifestation, does not respond to logic. It responds to emotion. It responds to faith. So, when you dwell in the emotional reality of your desire, you are impressing the subconscious with divine truth. You are saying, this is who I am now. And the subconscious, being loyal and obedient, goes to work aligning outer conditions to match your inner state. That is what it means to live in the end. To wake up in the morning, not wondering when your dream will come true, but knowing that it already has. It's the calm certainty in your heart that whispers, I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will always find me. That energy, serene, grounded, complete, is magnetic. It dissolves resistance. It draws everything toward you effortlessly. But what most people forget is that living in the end requires letting go of the version of you who lives in fear, in doubt, in waiting. You cannot step into the new reality while clinging to the old identity. The version of you who has it doesn't worry about losing it. The version of you who lives it doesn't ask when it will come. To surrender, then, is to become that version now, to inhabit the vibration of the fulfilled state. It's not pretending, it's remembering. It's remembering that everything already exists in potential, and your belief simply chooses which version becomes visible. The universe is infinite possibilities waiting for your consciousness to decide. And every time you say, "It is done," you are collapsing all other options into one reality, the one aligned with faith. Neville taught that even your prayer should end in thanksgiving, because gratitude assumes completion. When you say, "Thank you," you acknowledge that the gift has already arrived, even if your eyes haven't seen it yet. That's why surrender is not defeat, it's divine partnership. It's trusting that what you have imagined is already on its way and that the delays are only calibrations for perfect alignment. So the next time you imagine, don't imagine to get, imagine to be. Don't visualize as a beggar asking for change. Visualize as a creator remembering the truth. See yourself already living in peace, already healed, already loved, already free. And then let go. Let go of the urge to control, to check, to worry. Because the moment you surrender, you give permission for grace to move. And grace always moves faster than effort. It arranges, aligns, adjusts, silently, perfectly, in ways you could never plan. So relax into the unknown. Because what you call uncertainty, the universe calls design. You are not waiting for your manifestation. It is waiting for you to let go enough to receive it. To trust the universe is to understand that life is energy, pure, intelligent, vibrating energy. Everything you can touch, see, think, or feel is made of this same living essence, constantly moving, constantly responding. When you begin to see life through this lens, manifestation stops feeling mystical and starts feeling natural. Because at the core of creation is not magic, it's resonance. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, sends out a signal into what modern mystics call the quantum field. This field is not far away. It's the very fabric of reality. It's the invisible web that connects your inner world with the outer one. And just like a radio receives the frequency it's tuned to, your energy field attracts experiences that match its vibration. This is the law of attraction, but also the law of coherence. What you feel most consistently becomes what you live. The science of trusting the universe is, in truth, the science of vibration. Because faith is not only spiritual, it's energetic. When you trust, your energy relaxes. When you doubt, your energy contracts. And the universe, responding perfectly to your state, mirrors back what you broadcast. That's why letting go is not about ignoring reality. It's about changing your energetic relationship to it. When you hold on with fear, you emit the frequency of lack. When you release with faith, you emit the frequency of abundance. And the universe, being an exact matchmaker, aligns you with whatever you're tuned into. Think about the times you've experienced synchronicities, those moments that seem too perfect to be random. You think of someone and they call. You dream of a place and suddenly you see it everywhere. You take a wrong turn and it leads you exactly where you needed to be. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. They are the language of the universe, the way the divine whispers back, "Keep trusting, you're in alignment." Neville Goddard described this as divine arrangement. He said that once you have impressed the subconscious mind with a clear vision, life will reorganize itself in the most natural, effortless way. To bring that vision to life, he called it bridge of incidents. Quantum physics calls it wave collapse. But the heart calls it faith, because faith collapses doubt. It changes your frequency. It signals to the universe that you are ready to receive. And when that happens, invisible doors begin to open. The right people appear. The right opportunities flow in. Even delays become blessings in disguise. Trusting the universe, then, is not blind optimism. It's intelligent surrender. It's the conscious decision to align your energy with peace instead of panic. To believe that divine timing is always perfect, even when it's not convenient. It's the science of allowing, where energy moves faster through coherence than through chaos. Every time you feel gratitude, your heart's electromagnetic field expands up to 5 times its usual strength. That field is measurable. And what does gratitude say? It says, I have. And the universe mirrors it by giving you more to be grateful for. Every time you let go of control, your nervous system shifts from fear to flow. Your brain's waves slow down, your intuition heightens, and your subconscious becomes receptive. This is not just spirituality, it's physiology. The human body itself is designed to manifest through calm awareness, not anxiety. You don't have to understand the physics behind it. You only have to feel the truth of it. Faith changes frequency. Surrender creates speed. Peace is power. Because when you stop trying to push the current, you allow the river of creation to carry you effortlessly. And the current always knows where you're meant to go. Divine flow is not random, it's precise. Every delay, every detour, every unanswered prayer is the universe recalibrating your path to match the vibration of your highest timeline. You can trust that. You can rest in that. Because life is not working against you. It's working through you. So if you ever find yourself doubting, come back to the science of it. Your energy creates your experience, and energy obeys the laws of harmony. When you're anxious, your energy is scattered. When you're peaceful, it's focused. When you're grateful, it's magnetic. When you're trusting, it's unstoppable. This is how you co-create with the universe, not by controlling, but by matching, not by chasing, but by becoming, not by hoping, but by knowing. Because in the vibration of knowing, resistance disappears. And when resistance disappears, manifestation becomes inevitable. So trust the universe, not because you're tired of waiting, but because you finally understand how the system of creation works. Faith is frequency. Gratitude is magnetism. Surrender is alignment. And when all three are present, the impossible becomes inevitable. Letting go is not an act of abandonment. It is an act of alignment. It is not saying, I don't care anymore. It is saying, I care enough to trust. The art of letting go is the art of remembering that you are not the source, you are the channel. Everything you desire flows through you, not from you. And when you stop blocking the flow with worry, you become the very vessel through which the divine can deliver. You cannot force what is meant to unfold. You can only prepare the space for it. That space is called peace. Peace is the soil in which manifestation grows. It is the vibrational permission slip you give to the universe that says, I'm ready now. So how do you let go truly? Not just with words, but with vibration. It begins with awareness. The first step in letting go is to recognize the weight you're carrying. Notice where you are holding tension, in your thoughts, in your breath, in your body. Every time you replay a fear, you tighten the flow. Every time you overthink, you tell the universe, I don't believe you've got this. So pause, take a deep breath. And instead of asking, when will it come? Ask, can I allow it to come? That single shift changes everything. Because allowing is the opposite of resistance. The second step is release through trust. You let go by remembering who is really in charge, not your mind, but your higher self, not your schedule, but divine timing. When you say, I trust, you are not giving up your power. You are reclaiming it. Because power without peace is pressure, but peace with faith is creation. Letting go also means forgiving life for not following your plans. It means saying, even this delay serves me. Because every closed door is redirection, every silence is gestation, every detour is protection. The universe never denies, it redirects. It waits for your vibration to match what you've asked for. And once that happens, nothing can stop it from reaching you. So trust the timing. Stop asking the seed to bloom before its roots are ready. The more you rush the process, the weaker the flower becomes. But when you wait with love, its fragrance lasts forever. The third step in the art of letting go is gratitude. Gratitude is surrender disguised as joy. It's how you let go without losing faith. When you give thanks in the middle of uncertainty, you tell the universe, I already have everything I need. And that vibration calls in even more to be grateful for. Try this tonight. Close your eyes and whisper, thank you for what I cannot see yet. Thank you for the timing I don't understand. Thank you for the divine intelligence guiding it all. You will feel the energy shift. From contraction to expansion, from fear to flow, from needing to knowing. That is letting go. It's not a one-time act, it's a daily practice of faith. You'll find yourself picking the weight back up sometimes, and that's okay. Awareness is progress. Each time you notice, release again, breathe again, trust again. The universe never tires of your return. It only waits for your willingness to align. Remember, letting go does not mean doing nothing. It means doing what feels inspired, then stepping back. It means showing up with love, then surrendering the outcome. It means participating with the heart, but leaving space for miracles. Because miracles need space. They grow in the gaps left by surrender. So today, let yourself be lighter. You do not need to carry every plan, every fear, every what if. You only need to carry faith. Whisper to yourself, I am safe to let go. I am guided. I am supported. What is mine is already finding me. And as you say it, feel the peace that follows. That peace is the proof that you've entered the divine flow, where life no longer needs to be managed, only allowed. Letting go is the final act of trust, and trust is the first act of creation. There is a rhythm in the universe, a pulse older than time itself. Every star, every wave, every breath follows it. It is not random, it is divine. And you too are moving to that rhythm, even when you can't hear the music. This is what we call divine timing. The invisible clock of creation that never runs late, never forgets, never fails to deliver exactly what you asked for in the precise moment your soul is ready to receive it. But the human mind, ruled by impatience, often forgets this. It believes that manifestation is a straight line from desire to fulfillment. It wants control, it wants proof, it wants everything now. Yet the universe, in its wisdom, delays not to punish, but to prepare. When something takes longer than expected, it's not because the law of attraction stopped working. It's because alignment takes time. Divine timing is the synchronization between your vibration and your vision. When your energy finally matches your desire, manifestation happens instantly, as naturally as a flower opening when touched by sunlight. But until that alignment happens, the universe rearranges the unseen, people, events, opportunities, even your own beliefs, to bring you into harmony with what you've asked for. It's not that your dream is far away, it's that you're still becoming the version of yourself who can hold it. The waiting is not punishment, it's transformation. You are evolving into resonance. You are being shaped by the delays. Every pause, every silence, every detour is part of that design. There are things your mind cannot yet see, but your soul can. And your soul knows that rushing divine timing is like forcing a rose to bloom before dawn. It will open, but without fragrance. So trust the pace of your own becoming. Trust the pauses. Trust the process. Because the universe does not operate by your schedule. It operates by your frequency. You don't need to chase what's already yours. You only need to match its vibration. And sometimes matching means resting. Sometimes it means releasing. Sometimes it means being content without closure, because contentment itself is a magnetic frequency. When you are at peace with what is, you create space for what can be. Divine timing is not a delay. It's a dance. It's the unfolding of synchronicities, the gentle choreography between your free will and universal will. The more you resist it, the heavier it feels. The more you trust it, the lighter it becomes. So how do you trust when you can't see? How do you wait when your heart feels restless? By remembering that everything in nature waits. The moon does not rise before the sun sets. The tide does not return before it withdraws. The seed does not sprout before it dissolves in darkness. There is beauty in the unseen process. There is perfection in the pause. And when you stop calling the waiting delay, you begin to feel its sacredness. Because waiting is where faith becomes real. Faith is not tested when everything works. It's tested when nothing does. It's in those quiet nights when nothing moves that your energy speaks loudest. If you can still say thank you in the middle of uncertainty, the universe hears it as readiness. If you can still bless the unanswered prayers, you've already shifted into the vibration of receiving. So breathe, beloved soul. You are not behind. You are exactly where the divine flow needs you to be. What's meant for you cannot miss you, but it also cannot come before you are ready to keep it. When the inner timing meets the outer timing, that's when reality bends. That's when miracles appear. Until then, stay in gratitude, stay in peace, stay in trust, because divine timing is not about waiting for the right moment. It's about becoming it. And when you do, you'll see that the universe was never slow. It was always on time. You just needed to slow down enough to meet it. There comes a moment in every journey when the lesson is no longer about doing, but about being. A moment when the soul whispers, it's time. Time to release the weight. Time to trust the current. Time to remember that you were never in control. You were always being guided. This is the blessing of release. It is the peace that follows surrender. It is the quiet joy that replaces worry when you finally stop fighting what already loves you. You have done your part. You have visualized, believed, and acted with faith. Now your only task is to allow, to let life breathe through you again, without resistance. The universe has heard you. The vibration has been sent. The energy has been received. All that remains is divine orchestration. So take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let it all go, the timelines, the expectations, the fears. Let go of how it should look, how fast it should come, who should deliver it. Let go of the idea that you're behind, that something went wrong, that you missed your chance. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And what's meant for you is already on its way, gathering form, guided by the same intelligence that spins galaxies and wakes the sun. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the truth of it. There's nothing to chase, there's nothing to prove. There's only this, the sacred stillness where all creation begins. Now whisper softly, I release control. I trust the divine timing. I am aligned with love. I am open to receive. Feel how the energy shifts, how your heart expands, how peace becomes the proof that the process is complete. This is manifestation in its purest form, not forcing, not begging, not waiting, simply allowing, simply being. And as you rest in this awareness, a new vibration rises within you. The frequency of trust. It hums quietly, like a song the universe recognizes. It says, she's ready now, he's ready now, let's deliver. That is the moment the unseen becomes seen. That is the moment surrender becomes power. So go forth gently, with faith in your heart. You no longer need to hold on. because what you've released in trust will return, multiplied in grace. The universe is always listening, always aligning, always loving you back. You are free, you are guided, you are blessed, and it is already done.